So hello and welcome to the video. Now let's assume you wanted to try Air India's brand new A350 in their shiny new business class cabin from London down to Delhi. Well, actually it's Aeroflot's shiny new business class cabin, but Airbus couldn't deliver the planes to Russia, so Air India snapped them up instead. Anywho, Air India would charge you nearly £2,300 for that flight, but what if I told you that there was a way that you could buy that exact same seat on that exact same flight today with a 14% discount? Perhaps you're keen to experience Africa's largest airline, Ethiopian, again in business class down to Zanzibar. A very sensible idea if you ask me, because Zanzibar is gorgeous. Ethiopian would charge you just under £3,000 for that flight, but what if I told you there was a way you could buy the exact same seat on the exact same flight today with a 34% discount? Or perhaps you're keen to try Gulf Air's excellent Apex suite from London to Bahrain, a seat I've experienced before and an experience with Gulf Air that I'm going to have a bit later on this year. Gulf Air would want to charge you £3,300 for that seat, but what if I told you there was a way that you could get the exact same seat on the exact same flight today with a 50% discount? And those are the discounts that are available today. With a little bit of patience and a little bit of luck, those discounts could be doubled. I've been patient and I got lucky, so I could buy that £3,300 Gulf Air ticket today with a 67% discount. So how is this possible? Well, some YouTubers will charge you $1,000 to answer this question, but I'm going to do it today for free because it's really not that hard. So if you'd like to know the secrets to discounted premium cabin travel, stick around. Hi, I'm Matt and this is Matt's Planet. I aim to entertain, educate and inspire with my travel adventures from planning to execution. I'll show you how you can travel in style for a lot less than you'd think. So subscribe so you can come with me. So the quick answer to this question is Air Canada's Aeroplan program. The slow answer to this question will take me the rest of the video. The essence is that instead of buying the seats directly from the airline, instead you buy Aeroplan points and redeem them through Air Canada for the seat that you want. You therefore need to be a member of Air Canada's frequent flyer scheme, and you don't have to be Canadian or based in Canada or even based in North America to be able to sign up. They'll take pretty much anyone. Now, Air Canada is in the Star Alliance, and even with my Aeroplan membership, my primary Star Alliance frequent flyer program is going to remain Aegean for reasons I explain in this video. So I will never credit a flight I take to my Aeroplan account, well, almost never, but I will use it to get discounted travel. This is not going to be a video about the Air Canada loyalty program. I'm not going to tell you how to get status, I'm not going to talk about what that status gets you, and I'm not going to talk about whether the scheme is right for you. I'm only going to talk about how to maximise your value from it by getting these discounted flights. I said I'd almost never credit a flight I took to my Aeroplan program. One of the great benefits of it is that Air Canada has a number of partners in the scheme beyond the Star Alliance members, including Gulf Air, who I used as an example in that opening sequence. They are also partners with Emirates and their low-cost sibling Fly Dubai, as well as with Etihad. So they are partners with both of the UAE's airlines. Emirates is usually quite an expensive option, so I wouldn't get too excited about it, although Etihad is more accessible. They're also a partner of Air Mauritius, Air Serbia, Gol and Azul from Brazil, Oman Air, Vistara from India and Virgin Australia. None of these, including those Emirati airlines, are members of a global alliance. So Aeroplan membership is a great way of collecting points when you travel on those airlines into a program where you might actually one day be able to use the points, instead of crediting them to the airline's own scheme where you may never assemble enough to be able to make a meaningful redemption. And you can redeem Aeroplan points onto all of those airlines. So I credited a recent flight I took on Emirates to my Aeroplan account for that very reason. They also partner with a few regional carriers in Canada, and you can even earn points on some airlines in other alliances, such as on Cathay Pacific between Hong Kong and certain Southeast Asian destinations. You can't redeem points onto all of those airlines, but it is well worth knowing that you can collect points. And to round this out, you can also earn Aeroplan points with the usual sort of non-aviation activity, such as hotel stays, car rental and credit card activities. These all have a North American focus, but if you live in that region, it can be a good way of accumulating points. And they're also an American Express membership rewards transfer partner. So step 1 is to join the scheme and step 2 is to buy some points. Now, buying points at Air Canada's advertised rates is not cheap, and it will often not offer a price advantage versus buying the seat from the airline direct. And Air Canada frequently, and I mean frequently, offers bonuses or discounts, and this is when you should act. You can be certain that a promotion will come along if there isn't one in force on the day that you look. But you need some luck as to how generous that next promotion is going to be. Since I've been monitoring the Aeroplan scheme, I've seen an 80% bonus, I've seen an 85% bonus, and there's currently a 30% discount offer available. And these promotions are often tiered with higher purchases delivering greater benefits. And I got lucky as I bought my points when Aeroplan was celebrating its 40th anniversary, and I got a 125% bonus. That ran for just 3 days, but the promotion was trailed on a number of airline blogs, so I was able to do my research and do my planning to work out how many points I wanted to buy before the promotion actually started. 125% is the highest I believe they've ever offered, and it dropped to 100% after those first 3 days, which is still pretty good. So I jumped aboard, bought 100,000 points and got 125,000 more as a bonus, giving me 225,000 in total. The 1 Mile at a Time website has a record of historic bonus offers, which I'll link to in the description. You can see that 85% or better offers come along quite regularly. So using a purchase of 100,000 points as an anchor here, here's what they would have cost you under various of the promotions that I've seen in Canadian dollars, US dollars and GBP. So 100% bonus gets you pretty close to 1p per point, and the 125 I jumped on got me well under 1p, which is pretty close to 1 US cent per point. Now, one drawback of buying Aeroplan points is that you currently have to buy them in Canadian dollars. Some credit cards won't charge you a foreign exchange fee, but most UK credit cards will. Now, I could have used my currency card to pay, which gets me pretty close to the mid-market rate, but that debits funds directly from my bank account, so I wouldn't have earned any points on the purchase. Now, I'm chasing a spending goal on my BA American Express card, so decided to purchase the points that way, even though I knew I would have to pay an extra 3% in foreign exchange fees. So my notional buy price went up from 0.89 of a p to 0.92 of a p, but by using my credit card I was able to earn 3,000 avios on the purchase. That cost me an extra 60 quid, but as I've been getting over 3p in value per avios, I reckon I was getting about £90 worth of avios in return for that £60 investment. So in my mind, the extra FX fee bought me those avios, which means I can carry the value of the Aeroplan points I bought at that lower value of 0.89 of a p each. But the bottom line is that if you buy your Aeroplan points when a strong promotion is in play, you should be able to get close to 1p or 1 US cent per point, which is really handy because it makes valuing the redemptions much easier. 2 points of caution before we carry on. All loyalty programs, including Aeroplan, exist to make their owners money, not to make you money. So if the owner feels they're not making enough money from their program, they have the ability to devalue it at any time. Devaluations suck and they can be a right pain. So my advice is always, well, almost always, not to buy points speculatively. Only buy them to pay for trips that you can clearly see coming. A good deal may be compelling, but if you buy a stack of points with no clear idea of how you're going to spend them and don't get round to spending them before a devaluation comes along, you're going to be quite annoyed. Now, my view, and that other YouTuber's view, is that because the Aeroplan scheme offers such good value versus cash fares and the bonuses are often so strong, there probably is an argument for speculative purchases here. There would have to be such a significant devaluation to remove the business case for doing this. The second point of caution is that Aeroplans do expire. It would be a right pain to buy a load of points, not use them immediately and have them actually expire before you get to use them. But they will only expire if there's been no activity on your Aeroplan account for 18 months. So you need to keep an eye on your account, and if you've had no activity for 17 months, you just need to do something to keep those points active. You just need to earn or redeem a few points. You can even donate some or gift them to somebody else, and that will be enough to keep that account rolling. So I've piqued your interest. Let's quickly go back to those 3 examples, work them through to just prove this concept. A return to Delhi on Air India costs 2,300 quid, which is 60,000 Aeroplan points each way for 120,000 points in total. You still, of course, have to pay taxes, and because this flight originates in the UK, those taxes are quite high because you have to pay the air passenger duty. Taxes are going to be a lot lower, and you're probably going to get even better value if you start one of these trips outside of the UK. So buying 120,000 points when there is no promotion on offer is not a profitable option because it will end up costing you more than buying the seat direct. But there's a 30% discount available at the moment, which delivers the 14% saving I advertised at the head of the video. And that's the saving you could achieve today by buying that seat using points through Air Canada versus buying it in cash from Air India. And if you were patient and lucky like me and got your points with a 125% bonus, you'd be able to get a 41% discount on that Air India fare. Example 2 again costs 120,000 points, and you can see there is a discount available if you had to buy those points at Air Canada's rack rate. It's only 10%, but I'd still take it, and the 125% bonus gets you over half off. And Manamar in Bahrain is a little closer to London, so only costs you 45,000 points each way, so 90,000 for a return. So you'd get a third off if no promotions or discounts are available, and I get 2/3 off with my 125% bonus. You may ask how long I had to hack around on the site to find availability to create these illustrations. Well, I'm always honest in my videos, and I can put my hand on my heart and said I picked a date at random and found availability on all 3 of those flights on those days. No hacking around was required. I'm recording this in August for travel next March, so I'm assuming there's a little bit of advanced planning going on, but my experience is that availability is really pretty good. You're not going to find availability on every flight, on every route, on every day, certainly not if you're quite close to the date of travel, but you could well find something. Indeed, I found availability on developing country airlines like Air India, Egypt Air and Ethiopia to actually be really good. There's quite a few seats on Air India down to Australia too. I suspect that the monetary value of 60,000 Aeroplan points through the Star Alliance clearing scheme is more appealing to a developing nation airline than it is to airlines such as Singapore or ANA, which would probably explain why there is such good availability with that former group of airlines. Emirates actually has excellent availability, including in their excellent first class cabin, but they do price their redemptions quite a lot higher, which means the economics of doing this is often not quite there. In all of the hacking around I've done on the Air Canada site, it's been very rare for me to not find availability between cities. There's so many airlines in the programme, there's usually some sort of option available. Having said all of that, Air Canada, and to a lesser extent their Star Alliance brother United in the US, are both harder to find good value with. Air Canada has dynamic pricing for its redemptions, which means they flex with demand, and so buying a seat via a redemption usually ends up costing about the same as buying the seat for cash. But not always. I have found some fun redemptions on Air Canada which deliver the sorts of discounts we've been looking at. But as a general rule, if you live in the UK, it's going to be easier to find value going east or south than it is going west. And I'm talking about business class fares here predominantly. There's actually far more availability for economy class seats. And whilst buying that seat through points can deliver a saving, it's often not a huge discount. But as you can see with this redemption between New York and Mumbai, the business cabin is often less than twice the cost of the economy seat. So for me, it would only be an extra 311 quid to buy up into that business cabin, which is an absolute no-brainer for me, even if I wasn't making videos. And you'll notice as well, it's only 30,000 more points to fly to India from the United States than it is from Europe. 2 points on finding available seats. Air Canada allows you to search for reward availability without even being an Aeroplan member. If you're bored or if there's nothing on the telly one evening, it's quite good fun to hack around the Air Canada site just to see what sorts of things are available. Secondly, Air Canada splits the world into 4 regions: Atlantic, Pacific and North and South America. So there's a redemption chart within each region and 6 charts for travel between regions, and there's a bonus 11th for Emirates flights because they are priced more highly. And those regions are huge. I've got 2 more substantial points to deal with in this video, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, except to say that close examination of those charts can kick out some fun opportunities. Others have made videos about those opportunities, and if this video does well, I may come back around in a few months to make a more advanced guide. But be aware that we're only really scratching the surface of what's possible here. So the penultimate thing I have to mention is stopovers. Air Canada allows you to add a stopover to pretty much any redemption for only 5,000 extra points. Some of the opportunities that arise from those pricing charts come from adding a stopover somewhere that isn't obvious between your origin and your destination. So this is a hugely powerful way of adding value to a trip with very little cost. 5,000 points for me is only 46 quid. So let me illustrate this by answering the question of what am I actually going to do with my 225,000 points. I didn't actually buy them speculatively. I'm going to South Africa early next year, and a flight from there to Europe would cost me 80,000 points. As we've discussed, I'd have lots of options on Ethiopian and also on Egypt Air, but there were also options on Swiss Air and Lufthansa. But you also get an option via Mauritius, as Air Mauritius is an Aeroplan partner. So I paid 80,000 points for a return from Cape Town to London and paid an extra 5,000 points to add a 3-night stopover in Mauritius. There were £138 of taxes due, so at my 0.89 of a P valuation, the whole trip cost me 890 quid. That's not a trivial amount of money, but I think it's pretty good value for 17 hours of business class accommodation across South African Airways and Air Mauritius. Just over £50 per hour isn't far off what you often have to pay for an economy class seat. And it's a 65% discount versus what those seats would have cost if I'd bought them for cash. One quick bonus point to throw in here is that redemptions are priced per leg. One-way flights are often priced at a premium versus a return by the airlines. So if you tend to book a lot of one-way flights, booking flights this way can deliver even greater savings for you. So 85,000 of my points went on that trip via Mauritius. I've spent another 15,000 on another redemption within Southern Africa. And I'm planning to spend the remaining 125,000 on a trip to India. 60,000 one way, 65,000 back with a stopover somewhere. So finally, a few words on the YouTuber who charges $1,000 to tell you all of this. I actually really like that YouTuber and I watch all of his videos. He's really good at what he does and I have absolutely no beef with him at all. Indeed, he doesn't have beef with anyone. But $1,000 is a ridiculous price to charge, and I assume he's priced it based on the average saving that you might expect to make if you use his technique just once. Hey, I've saved over $2,000 on that flight back through Mauritius. But it is still a lot of money. Now, he says he's bought and redeemed over 1 million points, and I've got no reason to disbelieve him, so he will have a lot more experience and a lot more anecdotes to share about what is possible. I've focused here on the Air Canada scheme, but all schemes will sell you points, and I'm sure there are opportunities similar to this available through other programs, and I'm sure he'd cover that in his course. So if this really has piqued your interest, I will take no offence at all if you go and check out his program. Hey, it may actually deliver excellent value for you. And if you do so, tell him I sent you. So thanks for watching. Give this video a like if you've made it this far. Hey, it's the least you can do given all the work that's gone into making it. And leave me a comment. Were you aware of this sort of opportunity? And please consider subscribing if you like this sort of thing, because there's a lot more like it on the channel, and subscribing is free. It just makes it easier for YouTube to let you know when I've released a new video. And if you'd like to join a community of like-minded travellers who talk about this sort of stuff all day through our exclusive WhatsApp chat, I have a Patreon account. The link to it will be in the description below. So thanks again for watching and have fun with this opportunity. See you in the next one. Goodbye.